So this is Jeff Roth from G4 Geomatic Resources, and the third video of three. We're going to look at the data we collected in the field and export a cut and fill sheet and export a job to pull into Infinity.
All right, we have the job, and what I'll do is I'll click on the job, and see it says view and edit data, or I can hit F8 for a hotkey. And what we're going to do now is this will then show all the points that we staked out. So remember we put a prefix, so we staked out all these points here, and see there's a stake icon next to them. And if we scroll down, we use the same job. So some clients will use a control job and a field job. In this case, we use the same job, and that's why it's so important to have a prefix so we don't over copy the design jobs that we uploaded. So once again, here's the points 7, 6, 5, 4, the points that we uploaded, and see that there's a little icon here showing these points have been staked. So once again, if one of these was blank in the field, you can see, hey, one of these are blank, I need to stake it out. And then all these points, I really like putting 1,000 in front of it because it shows you, puts it on top of the list, and it shows you which points have been staked out. Okay. If we came over to 3D Viewer, once again, this shows all the points, and once again, you can now see all the little stake icons next to these points graphically. And once again, that's another reminder that these points have been staked out. Okay. Let's go take a quick look. If we're in the stake application, and once again, if we're in here, once again, like we said earlier, we paged over using the I button or information button. There's our direction, distance, delta, northern, eastern. So you can customize this for however you want to stake. And once again, we use these 4 different icons. And I love using the course made good for points that are a long way away. Okay. If I hit the function button, function tools, and let's take a quick look here. If you hit function, there's a flip view. So if you're staking to the sun, you had in, out, left, right, you could flip the view, and that would then stake to your shadow, which is really, really helpful. Okay. Filter, you can filter your points if you want to create a point list. And under tools, what we could do now is there's the select next point, but also there's an export cut sheet. And in here, the cut sheet definition, we can come in here and create a new one and define that. Okay, so I'm just going to call it number 1. You have your design point, northern, eastern, and design height, stake point ID. And sometimes clients just want to see the staked northern, eastern, and the difference in the northern and eastern. So once again, we can customize this and just scroll through and then define how we want to export a cut and fill sheet. Okay. Then it'll save this. So there's a delta northern eastern. Then I'll put cut fill. And this is really the information that we want, cut and fill. And some clients want to see the 3D quality of the point. And maybe they want to see the actual staking time and the staking date. Okay. And then you can also put in the rod height as well. So if this was like for a total station, they just want to make sure they have the right rod height as well, target height. Okay, so once again, we'll hit OK. And then that will stay, that template, I just call it number 1, but you can call it whatever you want. Then it says, where do you want to export this? We'll export that to the SD card under data and call the output file. And there we go. All right, so once again, we'll pull. What we're going to do is also pull this job in and pull it into Infinity. So if I come back out here, and I click on here, transfer the job to the SD card, then we'll pull that into Infinity as well. Okay? So it's also really important when you are staking a point to shoot those points in so you have a record of what you staked out, what you put in the field, and now we downloaded a cut and fill sheet and the raw data to pull into Infinity.
Okay. What we'll also do is it's important. One thing I forgot to do is when we do set that template up for the cut and fill sheet, I'll use a table header just so each one of these fields will be labeled, and that could be real handy. Okay. And what we'll do right now is if I come back or minimize this, and come back here. And what I did, if I came down and took a look at the SD card and underneath the data subdirectory, so here's the file that we uploaded for stakeout. So once again, remember we put the, supposed to go for that metadata. We says Texas South Central, point number, northeastern height. And then here's the actual file that we exported, the cut and fill sheet. And I can, if I open this up, it's like an ASCII file, but I'll open that up in Excel. Okay, so I go to Excel and import that in. So come in here, open, pick that job there. I'll say it's delimited, hit next, a comma. It creates these fields, hit next, and finish. And then once again, all the information's here. I could center that. And then once again, you can just maximize this. And there's our point ID. So we staked out point number 2 and point number 7. See the delta north and eastern was very, very tight. And the third point we staked out, we shot it in to show we had an error there. It's off like 90 feet. The C means cut. There's our 3D quality. There's a stake date and stake time. So this is a nice report that we can export directly from the CS20, open up in Excel, and then we can save this as a nice report. Okay, so it's a very handy cut sheet. All right, we'll hit OK. And what we'll do is I'm going to come in here now to Infinity. Let's just create a new project here. I've got USV. I'll call this Craven's Staking 4-2025. Okay, and we'll create this project. And what I'll do is I'll import that DBX. So we'll say import data, and we'll come down here and look at our SD card. Okay, let's go to DBX. I believe this is the one here, so we'll pick this, import all the data. Okay, it creates a nice report sheet here, and everything is on here. So if we come down, it says the coordinate system verifies all that information. Here's the GPS shots, and if we scroll down, there's all the raw data, all the points, and here's the stake points. So we have a tolerance here, and it's giving us a cut and fill sheet right in here. So 1,002, 10,002, 10,007. Our tolerance is real tight, so if we exceed it, it flags it as red. Okay. So once again, this is a nice report. So let me close out of here and just show you in Infinity. So here's the control points that we uploaded, and see that as a control icon. Points that we physically shot in, staked out. We put 10,000 in front of it, and there's a stake flag there. If you go to view and edit, this will view the data. So if I wanted to, I could come in here, right click, and center to that point, and then right click zoom, and we'll come back. We're zoomed in on that point. And what I could do is come here, hit the background map, okay, and then hopefully you'll see all the points that we staked out. We're kind of zoomed right in. Here's point number 1, and there's all the points in our, in our project, okay. All right, so here's the report here. Stake points are right here. We can open that up, generate report here. Report feature is very handy here. So I just want the staked out reports. I can hit report, stake, and then once again, we'll come down here and we can save this. And this should show all the points that are staked out. Okay. So once again, I can highlight these points, right click, and then it'll show all the points here. I'll show you how to reset this if this is a little bit too tight. So red means we exceeded it. What we could do is come back, hit File, Info Settings, Stake Points, and then once again, I could bump this up a little bit. Okay, maybe let's say 800s in northern, 800s in eastern, and cut fill We look at 1300s. Okay. All right. So we have to save that template, call it a new template. If we come back here, these staked out points are highlighted. Right click, hit the report, and then once again, I'll come down here. And there's still a few points that have exceeded the limit, but it's a little bit better. But that's how you can change the stakeout limits. And then once again, if they're exceeded, it's a red flag for you in the office. Say, hey, we need to go back and restake those points out. And once again, we can save that or print that to a PDF to supply to our client. So once again, Infinity is real handy, creates nice reports, pull the data in. We're in Texas South Central. If for some reason that was a wrong coordinate system, then we can change it right in here as well. Okay, and here's all the icons, the base station, and a point, any point that was deleted, we can recover those points. And we see the points we uploaded, points we staked, and everything's in here. So hopefully that helped out.